Welcome in everybody to Boneyard Gaming second deck guide. Today we've got a mid-range NR Uprising deck for you. And we've had pretty good success, so I want to share it with you guys and see what you thought of it. So again, we got Uprising. We put Crystal Skull instead of the typical Engineering Solutions. Crystal Skull with the new Veil really, in my mind, has some really good potential. It can boost, keep some engines alive if you're on blue coin. So you maybe get a Reynard or a Anna or even a Frigate. So certainly good value with that. But then next we got our Echo cards with the Neuromancy and Amphibious Assault. Obviously your Neuromancy is going to grab you anything from Prince Anseis on up. And Amphibious Assault will grab you anything from Reynard on down. So really good value. Obviously, since Amphibious Assault will boost any NR card, I should say, Frigate's a really good option there. So, having that extra boost value to keep engines alive with so much removal is huge. So we like that. Radeyah is in there because we don't have any duplicates. We really like her in a round 3 to play her on front row and grab us the Engineering Solutions. If you play her on melee, if you do play her on range row, you could then spawn a different one if needed. But she combos really well in that Engineering Solutions with Prince Anseis. That's some high value removal there. So definitely a great combo. We got Falibor and Buddy Baron, which are definitely our range cards. We can make up some ground pretty quick with removal or reset with the Baron. Reynard is a great card. I like him in round 3 the best. He obviously can help boost all your cards that you play to get max Scytheman value. So really, really good card here. Surrender, I'll tell you what, this is a great lacerate. We've been seeing a lot of row punishment here, so this will remove 2 armor and then damage by 2. So certainly a lot of good instances where that comes into value. So Anna is my favorite engine in round 1, along with Eggman. Actually, these are my favorite round 1 combo. Eggman with the Frigate there on the melee row to start. It's a powerful engine combination there together. So we definitely like that in round 1. Boiling Oil there for removal. We've actually, I love Boiling Oil, getting the Purify ability as well. So I think that's a great card. Bomb Heaver and Peller have been super good together. We really have enjoyed the combination, especially with Devotion not being as big of a thing. Peller to get around Defender, Bomb Heater takeout scenario. Another really good combo here together is your Temerian Drummer with your Tridom Infantry. Obviously, every time your infantry gets boosted, he will throw out a point of damage. Because we don't have multiple copies, it could be rare that you get them together, but you could Amphibious Assault for one of them if you have the combination. And then the rest of our bronze package, isn't anything crazy, but still good cards. Obviously, Molar, Enchantress, and Ballista are in there. Scytheman in a long round 3, if you've got Reynard popping off to get double Scytheman value, is certainly a good value. So he could be a really good round 3 card. They just buff Centurion Knight, so if you can get a Death Blow on him, you can get the Vitality proc. Temple Guard, again, to help keep boosts alive. Ravage Royal Guard will help keep engine alive. Same with Cutthroat for some damage. And then, again, another good Amphibious Assault target is a Redanian Knight. So we've had really, really good value with the... I like our bronze package. I wouldn't say there's a whole lot I've thought about considering swapping out. I really do like the list as is. I'm not even sure engine-wise what would really be. You could think about a Kedwenny Knight. Obviously, if it's summoned in, this plays for like 12 points with Amphibious Assault. So I could certainly make a case to get that in the deck. I've considered that. That would be my really only big piece. But you have to then Amphibious Assault to get value. And there's just so much else I'd rather play with it. So with that, guys, we'll jump into games here and show you how this how well this deck claps, and we'll catch you on the next one. So game one here, it's against Lockdown, which I feel like you've been seeing a lot of it this season, so I think it was a good one to show off. You know, looking at our deck here, you know, like I said, scoping out the golds that we need. We do have Amphibious Assault. I know that we see Frigate there. If we go to Mulligan, we're going to keep our Peller, obviously, because we're expecting Poison and Ball from Lockdown. I kick that because if I'm going to, you know, keep the Radeyah Knight, it's going to be to get him with Amphibious Assault. So I was nervous about engines getting locked here. So I'm hesitant to Frigate, which would be my normal play, but I feel like, you know, we don't have Veil, you know, so I feel like if we pull Radeyah, he's going to boost high and get us our value there so that we get max points. I just was scared of a lock or a potential engine stopper, so I wanted to guarantee us some points right here. So he hits us with a bribery, and it's not a, you know, a Temerian Drummer is honestly, we're happy with that. You know, that's not a very good bribery in my book. You know, he does have 2 engine procking, so we go ahead and get our Temerian Drummer out. So we have 2 proc value every turn as well. He does seize that. But in seizing that, he bricks his other engine. So again, he's only getting 1 proc per turn right away. I know he'll try to get a card out next to the Drummer next, but we know that we're going to have to match that. So we're going to drop Eggman to get him ready to roll. You know, we played Trident next. We could have probably played Trident first, just in case there was any removal, because these are recordings of my games. You know, hindsight being a little bit 20/20 in some of this for max value. But so here comes a lock. You know, that's the lock we were scared of. But you know, because we have Eggman, you know, obviously that can't get locked. So again, you know, Trident works well with anything that will boost up. So obviously Eggman and Trident make a great combo. That starts procking, and right now we have basically 2 proc a turn again. Crossbow out. So this is a great time to go ahead and get Anna rolling, and again keep essentially a 4 proc boost to keep pace. And essentially we're boosting our engines out of removal from Tourney Joust, which is great. Obviously that does get the Trident, but you know, that's the best option of removal there. So we go ahead and drop Molar there to make sure that Anna's got someone to proc again. You're gonna see he baits me with a poison here, and he puts that on my card. Now I'm saving Peller for, you know, trying to get around maybe a defender ball, but you know, it's definitely right here worth me to save that card, or at least make him burn more poison, and then decide what I want to do with the round. So I'm actually getting ready to take action against the Drummer because I think I might row punish here. So I want that engine off if I do decide to row punish. So Mr. Opponent passes here, and you know, we're 4 behind. Um, technically, 4 would have got us. Actually, 5. We have 5 procs. So we have, yeah, 2 from Anna, 1 from Egmont, and 1 from Radeyah Knight. So technically, we could have passed without playing a card. Oh, I don't know if I would have got double proc. That's what I can't. I'll have to review, because I'm wondering if I could have passed there and got full value from my engines without playing a card. Regardless, we played a card to be safe. That was just too much complex trying to think about all of our proc versus, you know, play, pass. But we just took it safe, and we're gonna go ahead and pass. We've got Bomb Heaver in hand. We feel good about taking the long round against him. You know, I don't play much Lockdown, but I'm not sure if Masquerade Ball is a perfect burn card here. Maybe he doesn't have any Aristocrats in his deck, and so I don't know. I don't really see the point in that, but not sure why he made that his burn card. So now we get Frigate. So usually I Frigate in the melee row in round 1, but in round 3, you know, Frigating in the back will be the better play, because most of our cards in round 3 we need formation. So kicking that, obviously getting Anseis is huge. We know we can grab Radeyah with our Neuromancy, and we can grab, well, probably it looks like Scytheman will be our best option, because unfortunately Falibor and Baron are both out of our play. You know, we can definitely keep it with Neuromancy, but Radeyah is probably going to be our best call at this point. So with that, I go ahead and get a soldier rolling on round 1, because I think at this point I want to keep my option open where I play the Frigate. You know, the one thing too is because NG can play cards on your side of the board with spies, I'm certainly worried about that breaking up my crew ability. Just like this, you see here. So really playing, you know, not getting super greedy and waiting to play our engines is really going to be a value play here. But we go ahead and get Frigate out here, and we feel like we've avoided the option. Even if he does play on our side of the board, I feel like I can work around that option. I mean, the best play for him here would to play his Aristocrat right next to the right of my Frigate, but that would have forced me to play 2 soldiers on either side of him to get crew back. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, Mr. Opponent does not do that with his Roderick. He plays him on front row for us, which is completely fine. We'll take that. After he gets his Raymond out. You know, especially I'm expecting more soldiers here. We're happy to see points, because we don't want engine removal. So at this point we need to get our Renard rolling. Even though we don't get Scytheman value, it's still good to get him moving, get our crew ability. So again, nothing I'm too scared of. You know, this is just going to bleed, but you know, this is where Temple Guard will come into play to help us
off the
get some boost there. That works out well for us. We're setting up nice for row punish. Things are looking pretty good, even though we're a bit behind.
Never slip from the master's table.
So he does bait me with the poison here. You know, I think I was going to row punish at this point, but decide that I need to play a card to get Raynor's proc value out of it. You know, I feel like, hey, I can, maybe he'll play another card in the row. Let's go ahead and play a unit before we lose Reynard. So that's when we go ahead and pull him. So obviously, Scytheman's our best play here because he is soldier. So we go ahead and grab him. We put him right next to a frigate to keep our crew value in case Renner does get removed, which he ends up not getting removed. So I'm assuming that you know, I've only seen so far one aristocrat, so maybe he doesn't. Maybe he didn't have an. Again, I still don't understand why he played ball in round 2 as a burn card. But so we go ahead and grab Radeyah here. Like I said, it's still best for me to keep playing units to get Renner value. So you'll see he does play Usurper here, which again, so Usurper was an aristocrat now. So he would have got, again, we would have evened it out. It wouldn't have been a big deal, but we were ready for it. Here, the right play here for me is to play Anseis and take out, I don't know why you don't proc, you know, is he trying to stop my frigate from gaining 2? But that's such a gutsy play. You know, hindsight, if I play Anseis here and we take out his Usurper, like, that's more value on my side of the board. You know, and I don't know why I didn't make that play. Honestly, I regret it. I was so, I think, mindset on that engine. Hindsight, I would have definitely took out Usurper. But I'm thinking about, oh, pull him back so we can get row punished. He never, you know, he forfeits, obviously, before he even lets us get row punished. So GG's, it didn't matter, but got the. So game 2 here is against Mystic Echo, which is making a bit of a resurgent. We've seen quite a bit of it here. So for draws, you know, we got Frigate. That looks good for us. Obviously, Eggman, those will combo really nice. We've got Radeyah and Anseis. You know, we've got combos. Obviously, getting Falibor. Now we look really gold heavy. And then obviously having our row punishment there looks good. But I hate being too gold heavy, so I dropped Falibor, and unfortunately we got a bomb heaver. Wasn't super thrilled, but Mr. Opponent comes out pretty greedily here. You're gonna see he's gonna start really maximizing his value. So we know we got to get our engines off the ground right away. Yeah, Dunka is a. You know, she's getting TA right away.
The only good one is a dead one.
You know, that procs his harmony. So he's got some powerful engines already in going, and I consider Radeyah and seeing first round, but I'll tell you, I have not had good luck using Radeyah and Anseis round 1. So I considered it, but I think, you know, leave the. I know it sucks that they're in our hand, but you know, those two mostly I'd like to leave for round 3. Right now I'm just trying to match points because he's coming out strong. Like I said, now he's got a smuggler, so I mean, he is slamming pretty hard. We're trying to keep up. We do have the engines, you know, to do it. But I do. I Radeyah, you know, first here because I just right now he's building his hand up so high. And I feel like if I want to play the long round, I'm gonna have to sacrifice him. Not my, like I said, going against what we typically do doesn't mean it's always the wrong. Hey, here's what you want to do. Here's the ideal situation. but you're not always going to get those ideal situations. And so you're certainly just going to have to react. And I've played Radeyah Anseis in round 1 before and have regretted it.
On guard! A duel! To a duel, I challenge
Here's
thee!
the option to play. I play him back round, trying to hopefully keep value for my melee row and the frigate to get max deckhands off. But I mean, like I said, right now he's getting a lot of hand value.
You're dead already.
Harmony is doing good, and I know that with him being Mystic Echo, like it's ideally again to save row punishment for a more serious, longer round. So we realize that he is gonna get we with 2 really important cards to take out, but we do Boeing was so sweet. It was nice to at least get 2 of the 3 engines off the board. So that really put us ahead. You can see that he passed. Again, NR likes the long round, but I think that that's against who. There's certain factions or decks that have longer or better round 3s than this deck does. So I think it was important for me to win round 1 so that I could try to bleed round 2 as much as possible to really avoid a lot of those combos pulling off. Even though I know I have row punishment, I still feel like it could really pop off. So we're going to go ahead and bleed. But our goal here is to get out of round.
Don't try
Actually, 1 uneven, that's right. So it's only, might as well. Since I don't have a target to play and there's really nothing else getting out right away, we're going to play formation. So obviously, he's setting up his water. We'll know that he'll be able to Mystic Echo those now. Might as well. I think at this point we're deciding to set up our engines and try to protect them as much as possible. The great thing is because he does need to keep Harmony linked to a row. He's not really moving cards, which obviously the damage was the better value anyways.
Army's a waste of time.
We're going to go ahead and get one drummer out and protect him. We picked theirs because, again, I'm not sure if I'm going to take this to the full round or if I'm going to go for the 2-0 or if I'm going to take it to a round 3. So I'm definitely trying to keep max cards boosted as possible. I also don't think, looking at our hand here, not really the best. We want to bleed him, not necessarily push him here. That's when, like I said, we know we're getting our Neuromancy back. We do have 2 engines in our hand, so might as well go ahead and grab Renner. None of them, they don't really get off in a long round here. So we get Milena out of him, which she's a super important card. And so he's starting to get a lot of synergy and value that's starting to get very hard for me to keep up. Again, so that, it was pretty clear that the 2-0 wasn't necessary. But we decided to keep bleeding him a little bit longer here. And because we know that he's row stacking, because of his Harmony, we know that our surrender is going to give us even better value there. Well, then once Tenant Boar, now that you got Tenant Boar combined with Milena, you know, like I said, I thought, well, this is, because we're bleeding, this is probably the best chance to get rogue punishment possible. We take that, and I think he plays what, Defender next, and at that point, you know, it's tempting to want to Peller the Defender. But hey, we got Milena out of him, we got Boar, we got his Defender. That all looks pretty good to us. We're still uneven, so I feel like we've bled him quite enough here. And Anna needs more time to pop off. Even in a short round, though, I mean, you'll see that Harmony still gets pretty good value. Obviously, getting a Neuromancy back is huge for us, but, you know, our draws weren't great. So, we, you know, getting the Falibor was huge. So now we know, hey, look, we needed 1 gold, and we know we can get our other Baron. So at that point, I feel pretty good. Obviously, he's been a leader, and we aren't able to bleed leader out of him in round 2. He does have full leader, so he's going to get his dwarf going. Like I said, you know, first play, he's off to a 15-point race. You know, I know Baron's going to be a key card for us, but that's more of a final say. So, not quite the move yet. You know, like I said, we just got to go ahead and get night rolling. So he puts Pavko out, and at this point, you know, I'm a little nervous. He's got pretty good synergy with cards in hand. We don't need Pavko taking our green boosted value. You know, that would just bleed us. So we know that we've got to take that out right away. Which means that putting Mauler front row, hoping Mauler survives. You know, that was the big thing. I thought you know, him actually, we were happy to see that him rebuke that, because now I know I can take Pavko out. Actually now puts us in front row and puts them together. So that's going to be perfect for us to get Anna out in between them next. So that actually rolls pretty well for us.
I want to flip for my axe.
Go ahead and give her a blue tack, and I think actually we boost her one more time to get her out of rebuke range. So his Barnaby, man, that thing got boosted quite a bit through all the boosted value he got in round 1. That's why definitely getting Baron out is huge. So we do play Baron first, so we know that we can get the extra value of our Scytheman. Put that out, get the reset and the bleed, and off to a. So we've got a little bit of a mirror match in Uprising NR, but not necessarily the same deck. So we don't need Bomb Heaver. Looking pretty solid on engines. Like I said, Radovid's guard plays well to help boost. But you're right, I don't like Baron. Like I said, you'll see me kick that because he's such a round 3 card to get the best value out of him, and I want to be able to stretch my rounds. I know some people will say don't mulligan golds, but when I have a Neuromancy in my hand, I feel like I can go get a lower bronze when I feel like I have too many golds in my hands. So that's what we did here.
They charge it.
So,
Stop him.
man, the archers are, especially when they get boosted. You know, I don't see too much value in boosting an archer. I mean, obviously, if he gets a shield removed, he doesn't pack points anymore. But obviously, Mad Charge has been making a huge resurgent now, so he Mad Charges that, and those can be, they're risky cards, but man, that one damage that you can control where it goes per turn is a scary card. And you're gonna see, I know that now Radeyah's Royal Guard is gonna come up and need give me huge protection here. But I'm almost certain that I might not get the shield value out of our Royal Guard here. And then again, you know, here we go. We get Century United, which, again, it's a good card in first position. So he's hit us pretty hard. We're not looking, you know, we're on... we went second. He was able to TA and just really point slam us, and we dropped frigate, and you know, we got catching up to do. We're playing behind, and the problem is our combos need a little setting up here. We are happy to see Anseis come out, though. You know, he's a powerful card. He can get a lot of engines off. Unfortunately, it was our frigate that was to go. You know, and we're down 17 already. And he's only really played one good card. So, you know, I do throw a Titan out, an infantry out there. I'm a little nervous. You know, I'm hoping that he doesn't... you know, with such a big lead and how much effort it does for us to catch up, I was really hoping that he didn't pass. I was actually really scared of a pass here. But I thought, you know, this essentially, I didn't have a game plan. It actually pays off really well. He brings out Anna. He must think that I'm committed to taking the long round, so he brings out an engine to get early value out of it. But at that point, I'm like, hey, now you've spent enough, and I haven't. We lost frigate, but I'm like, hey, we lost. We'll get out of the round. So you'll see, we're going to get bled here. Which, you know, we were prepared for that. We get, like I said, get rid of some of our lesser bronze. We get Baron back. So we didn't have to, we haven't used it. So I know, hey, I didn't have to use a Neuromancy in the first round. I know I've got it for rounds 2 and 3. So we're feeling pretty good about that. So he hits us with a Natalis right away, and then again, you know, she uses second Mad Charge. So that shows me that, you know, he's pretty serious about the bleed, and we don't want to fall behind. I do think, hey, you know, I know I've got reset value should I need it, but the great thing is Natalis is not a knight, so he doesn't get that extra value from the Mad Charge. What we do, we go ahead and get our Neuromancy rolling here, and we go right into Amphibious Assault, because again, we know we're getting them both back. And like I said, we want Amphibious Assault to come through. But we drop Anna right away. We want to be able to get max value from a card. You know, a Neuromancy into Amphibious Assault is not a bad play. You know, especially right here. The fact that now we know both of our echoes are coming back to us. So, especially in a deck like this where we've got, you know, an okay... the bronze package, it's just nice to be able to choose your cards. Definitely have an Anna set up, and then, you know, like I said, we could play Eggman. It would probably be the most reasonable play next. We could play Drummer if we need. If we need a burn card, should he pass because he's at 7. You know, I could have procced Anna one more time, but I really didn't want to have to use leader charges if need be. But he continues to go. So here, you know, we're seeing. You know, here's that Gwenting Knight we talked about earlier. Obviously, it plays pretty high there, so we do use this opportunity to go ahead. We know we need our engines rolling. Problem is that you know, everything plays to the right. So the fact is that we're a little bit in trouble looking for a second option to get our get max value of our engines here. Taking a while to decide. I think Bolton takes the pass here. Okay. So I'm doing the points because I want to use Centurion and Enchantress here, but I have to use her on the melee row because her vitality won't proc very well. I really don't want to have to use Scytheman because in a long, you know, we realize that we are going to get a long round 3. He'll play for huge value, but I'm doing the math quickly, and I realize that you know, that'll play for 4 and 5 because I wouldn't get any vitality out of her. So I back in to use the Scytheman.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Again, you see I can get caught on that double proc, the double proc of the round. So, again, you could probably say that playing the Citron, you know, is probably the better play there. No, I just, that's a weak spot for me, is that I do forget that if I'm playing a card, you know, I play a card, get the proc, pass, get the proc. So, I should have done a better job there. So we're in a long round 3 here. We do not have final say, which sucks. Obviously, Baron makes a great final say. We have Anseis and Radeyah in our deck, or in our hand. We've got our Echo cards. So here we go. You know, this is the great first card to start off with. Roll in on that. But we need engines rolling. Hear what he starts off with. Or just take his sweet time figuring it out. That's right. Okay, so yeah, he's going to Queen Audelia into a Archer. Which again, I know those punished us pretty well in round 1. So, you know, we were certainly
the sky'll burn with the eternal
a little
fire.
nervous of that. But we go ahead and we know that will bleed through. You know, the first bleed will proc the shield, and the second 2 will take him down. So that's our option to bleed right there. Do not We do not want that card getting its full value all around. Like I said, because he puts Reynard out. Obviously, gets boost there. He looks like he's pretty well set up for getting his engines boosted. And we do have one more proc on the leader charge, but Reynard's certainly a problem in a round 3. But again, we'll have to deal with that same problem. But we have a Reynard of our own. It is really nice though that Reynard boosts adjacent units, so that we're essentially, we can hold off on that, and we can get Eggman rolling first. That's the beauty right there.
Like you did for Access, Father.
We do decide not to proc there. I definitely think you could make the case to proc in case he had a boiling oil. Safe than sorry might be the better option there. We play fast. I mean, it's interesting when opponents take their time. I do probably need to slow down my gameplay a little bit more. And sometimes I do think ahead of what I want to do, and then I might stick to that a little bit too much sometimes, versus, changing a little bit more. So he gets the drummer out. So like I said, he's got full engines rolling too, so we definitely got to get our engines rolling as well. Renner in between Eggman, that's obviously the natural play for us.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
We need time for our boosts. Be nice, like I said, to keep that alive, to keep our Scytheman value at max. And again, it sucks that we lost the Scytheman on the burn. The mistake there. So we could be in even better position than we are now. So obviously the second archer comes out, and at this point we got to be thinking rope punishment. He's shielded up pretty well. Those archers are they suck. So that is definitely value in the rope punishment. I think that's right. We do hang out. We thought about it there, but we're going to Radeyah a little bit. We think he's going to keep row stacking, but we're trying to be a little greedy with that row punishment. We want the max value out of it. So let's see, Royal Guard comes out. Actually, waiting was the right turn here. We do know that that's going to put a shield on and boost. So if we can knock it down before it, so that it doesn't get the shield boost, because that's what those knights, the archers need. They need shield to continue on. So the fact that we waited really showed good value for us to get our surrender out. This does play good for us. Gets rid of one archer completely. Like I said, make sure that his Redivert Royal Guard cannot give shield, and those procs are pretty much taken care of for the most part. And that just played for a lot of points. So I give Eggman just a little bit of help there to make sure he can't get too well removed. The great thing too is right now we were set up for a perfect Falibor with a 3-2-1. So, you know, it brings out the Marine, which I'm, you know, not sure what he's going to boost on it. He does there certainly hurt our Baron slightly, but not at all, because now we get to take... I don't know why he did not use his guard there, because now I want to pop the Baron right now and get full value out of it. Make sure we knock that off to take a proc off for his Scytheman. So now we're still waiting on what engine we really want to decide to remove here. So he drops his Scytheman.
Reaping black clads.
Obviously has to proc up to get his full value of his other one, so he's fully leadered there. He wanted to catch up in points. That's you know, now that we see that we've got targets out there. Like I said, we're trying to spread our wealth around a little bit.
Stand and fight.
No, you can debate about what was the better card to take off. I could say that Raynor might be the card that we remove. I mean, I was going for high points at that point, but you know, Raynor still has some procking left to do, so he'd probably be the better engine to take off of. I certainly regret, you know, he played War Elephant at the perfect time. There's not much we can do. And that's such a powerful card. So again, we go ahead and get our Baron out first so that we can get max Scytheman value, get him boosted. Really, unfortunately, both of those are out of the range of making it back boosted, so we just went for saving him. But you look at it in a long round, you know, look at that, a Baron reset. We certainly had pretty high points. I decided to reset it. I know he's going to get it. We're just trying to minimize how much reset. He gets the boost there, and then he gets the second. I mean, that's a great combo. Powerful one.
Victory is mine, whatever the cost.
GG's, the victory's ours.